And it is. WEFM is SVG.
Bringing you the news 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, with a fresh approach. www.999wefm.com. WeFM News, online, on demand.
Welcome to WEFM's Midday News, sponsored by Court St. Vincent Limited.
Hello, Carnival. Nice to see you again. Hey, people, this is Ezra the Fun Machine, and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists, and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with Court's ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right. Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest Court Already Cash location today or contact your Carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with Court's Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply. Aye, aye, aye.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, sponsored by Court St. Vincent Limited. I'm your presenter, Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hotel and Tourism Association's membership engaged in its annual Hurricane Preparedness Workshop. This year's workshop was conducted by the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, facilitated by its director, Ms. Michelle Forbes, and saw 19 members across the SVG HTA's accommodation and allied membership participate. According to an official release, in previous years, the association's in-house trainer conducted this workshop annually, but this year, a request was made of NEMO to conduct the workshop. The SVG HTA noted that the NEMO workshop went beyond hurricane preparedness and covered disaster management generally. Topics covered included hurricane, volcanic eruption, earthquakes, and more. The association said that it anticipates that the NEMO workshop will become an annual feature on the association's training calendar, and it looks forward to strengthening its relationship with this critically important organization. The International Maritime Organization, IMO, and other agencies have been called on to focus more on pushing maritime companies to accelerate the transition to sustainable fuel for maritime transportation. This call came from Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, Carlos James. Minister James said that the IMO is tasked with the responsibility for safety of shipping and the prevention of atmospheric pollution by ships, noting that they have that obligation to pressure the maritime transport industry to adopt more sustainable practices. According to the Sustainable Development Minister, larger ships and more modern fleets are being built to run on liquefied natural gas, which burns more cleanly than traditional marine fuel, but poses greater risk for methane emissions through methane slip. While he applauded the advisory opinion of the Law of the Sea, which ruled on May 21st that emissions from fossil fuels and other planet-warming gases that are observed by the oceans count as marine pollution, there must be global pressure and sanctions to force vessels to transition. Still on the local scene, education ministers across the region are poised to convene an urgent virtual conference to address the recent decision by the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, to suspend select subjects formerly offered at CSEC and CAPE levels. Minister of Education Curtis King, speaking on radio on Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024, disclosed his outreach to education ministers within the OECS and broader CARICOM sphere following CXC's announcement. proposing a gathering through the Council of Human and Social Development, COHSOD, an arm of CARICOM. King emphasized the need for collective deliberation on the CXC matter. Additionally, Minister King extended invitations to education counterparts in the Bahamas and Suriname, despite their examinations being outside CXC's purview. Both nations pledged their support and expressed eagerness to participate in the imminent virtual meeting. St. Vincent and the Grenadines' education minister emphasized the widespread concern stemming from CXC's decision, resonating with parents, policymakers, and citizens across the region. He underscored the significance of a unified approach through a regional meeting, advocating for a comprehensive analysis and recommendations to ensure the region's best interests. On the regional scene, over the recent Bermuda Day holiday weekend, law enforcement made 19 arrests and documented 5 incidents involving knives. Assistant Commissioner of Police Antoine Daniels conveyed his apprehension, remarking, law enforcement remains vigilant regarding any altercation, whether it occurs during a holiday or any other day of the year, especially when firearms or knives are involved. He said that these incidents underscore the presence of unresolved tensions within the close-knit island community. A spokesperson for Bermuda's police also informed local media of 3 additional incidents during the weekend involving bladed weapons, resulting in 2 individuals receiving treatment at the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries before being discharged. Authorities disclosed that in 2023, there were 25 recorded instances of bladed weapon involvement, whereas 2024 has seen 16 such incidents thus far, despite less than 5 months having passed. Still on the regional scene, the Bahamas government has presented a tax-free budget of US $3.54 billion to Parliament, with Prime Minister Philip Davis affirming that many aspects of this financial blueprint build upon measures initiated by his administration since taking office in 2021. In his address to lawmakers, Davis underscored key components of the budget, underscoring its exclusion of an anticipated reimbursement of US $75 million from the Grand Bahama Port Authority, GBPA. He emphasized that the government is owed a total of US $357 million by the GBPA. Total expenditure is projected to reach US $3.61 billion, with recurrent expenditure standing at US $3.27 billion and capital expenditure at US $344.5 million, Prime Minister Davis said. The fiscal deficit is estimated at US $69.8 million, equivalent to 0.5% of gross domestic product, GDP, while the primary balance reveals a surplus of US $586.9 million, or 3.9% of GDP. Consequently, the debt to GDP ratio is forecasted to reach 75.3% at the conclusion of the fiscal year 2024 to 2025. On the international scene, Donald Trump became the first former American president to be convicted of felony crimes on Thursday, as a New York jury found him guilty of all 34 charges in a scheme to illegally influence the 2016 election through a hush money payment to a porn actor who said the two had sex. Trump sat stone-faced while the verdict was read, as cheering from the street below could be heard in the hallway on the courthouse's 15th floor, where the decision was revealed after more than 9 hours of deliberations. Judge Juan M. Merchan set sentencing for July 11th, just days before the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, where GOP leaders who remained resolute in their support in the aftermath of the verdict, are expected to formally make him their nominee. The conviction and even imprisonment will not bar Trump from continuing his White House pursuit. And finally, in sports, Special Olympics, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, SOSVG, athletes Utica Smith and Natasha Doyle from May 22nd to 26th, 2024, participated in the inaugural Regional Caribbean Bocce competition hosted by Special Olympics Cayman Islands. Vincentian athlete Utica Smith obtained 2 gold. She first captured gold when she defeated Aruba in a close match, 7-6, which she said was done with hard work and by focusing on the game, which was close, but she was determined to win. She would later team up with partner Natasha Doyle to take gold in Division 1 doubles with a score of 13-6. Doyle placed 4th in the singles after an 8-7 defeat from Bahamas in the 3rd place playoff. Both Smith and Doyle last competed in as a Bocce team at World Games 2015 in Los Angeles, California, USA. The team was coached by Helen Ashton, who said the duo played very well despite facing challenges. Athletes from 17 countries around the region and the USA competed in the singles and doubles competition. This has been WEFM's Midday News, sponsored by Court St. Vincent Limited. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. news, and we thank you for listening.
Your vision is our mission at Quartz Optical. Get 30% off frames and lenses, plus free eye test for all throughout Healthy Vision Month. Get that frame today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Your sight is our mission. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Special conditions apply.